welcome to episode 2 of our podcast called Slack Chaps. Who will win? David Avers is Tony Bellew.
And none of us said Tony Bellew.
Ben said, if it gets past round 6, then it's Belu's. You actually said that.
I was merely paraphrasing from a BBC boxing podcast.
David Haig did not have much chance against a fully grown bear.
A 19-foot bear.
Yeah.
He did well to last more than 6 rounds.
And Mowgli in his corner.
I didn't think I was going to be that involved with it until the theme from Z-Cars came on. I was electrified.
Yeah.
I woke my sleeping girlfriend up, like screaming.
Really?
I was made up when he came in.
Considering last week you classed yourself as I don't like violence, I'm not a bloodthirsty man.
Z-Cars changed it all.
Yeah. Cave that man's face in.
Do it now!
The spotlight being on International Women's Day this week has shown how important it actually is. I didn't realise that Meninism was a thing. They're basically like the alt-right of the feminist movement, so they're blokes who think that men are the hard done by ones and that we are the ones who need a day to celebrate us.
The only thing I will agree with him on is that it's the hardest time in history to be a white man. By the hardest time in history, I mean you can't chain a woman in the kitchen anymore and you can't buy people.
We absolutely 100% do not need a day because we have never ever been oppressed.
If you said, I've got one gripe as a man, I've got one gripe as a white man, what would it be? There must be one thing, Ben. Is there anything you ever feel a little bit hard done by?
I can't jump.
The only thing I can maybe ever think is you can't feel sad openly. And that's it. And it's tough shit. Get on with it.
Can't feel sad.
You can't go to your mate and go, I'm feeling very sad. And because everyone's like, oh, fuck off.
That's such like a first world problem, isn't it?
I know,
The only
biggest
time I
first
feel
world
oppressed in my life is I'm not allowed to be oppressed.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, I think people pay a lot of money to satisfy that urge.
It's incredibly important to be seen as being natural and something that can, because you don't want children to sort of repress any particular feelings they might have, to consider themselves weird, to consider themselves unnatural. So I think it's incredibly important to open the eyes to the possibilities of Diana Ross's endless love.
Absolutely.
Sooner we can get to a place where we don't have to talk about this as a thing. You know, whenever there's a same-sex couple on Coronation Street, it's a big deal. The sooner that can it has to happen. We have to talk about it when it's happening for the first time. But the sooner we can get to a place where kind of these relationships are just commonplace in the media, the better, I think.
No, there's not a prejudice bone in a children's mind. Oh, not like bones in the mind. It's a weird phrase. But there's not a prejudice thought.
It's a bad motorcycle accident.
There's not a prejudice thought in a child's mind.
Don't you teach science to children?
Not anymore. I teach music.
I wonder why you don't teach it.
One of the things I have seen though, and I think it's a really good point about this film, is the fact that there's a lot of people out there making a big deal about the fact that there's this same-sex couple, that these kind of scenes is going to be in this new film, and people, the kind of usual Daily Mail comments brigade, you see that they're outraged by it. This is a film where there's a relationship between a young lady and a buffalo.
There's a drive-in cinema in Alabama, obviously, in America, where they have boycotted the film and are boycotting Disney.
Yeah.
And they said because they don't represent the morals and values of the drive-in cinema. And they said the quote was something, I appreciate I'm paraphrasing it, but something like, "We will only show films that we feel we could show to God."
Yeah, alright, sound then.
So that immediately...
The good, the bad and the ugly.
Yeah, immediately takes out about 80% of films.
I wonder what God's opinion is on Indiana Jones.
He's a big fan of the first 3 Star Wars films.
The Crystal Skull though, they should not be revamping these trilogies.
He hates sequels. God hates sequels. Radiohead and the Foo Fighters are the 2 headliners for this year's Glastonbury, who've already been confirmed. Who do you think will get the 3rd slot?
Ed Sheeran.
Little Mix.
What Glastonbury do like to do is create headliners. So when they had Am I right in saying Kasabian headline not too long
Kasabian
ago?
headline.
Mumford and Sons, that's the one I'm thinking of, when they created a headliner out of possibly the most bland band in the United Kingdom.
That was annoying, because I agree with the idea of making a headliner. I really do. I like the idea of getting a band that is just peaking and go, right, give them the ball and let them run with it. Because that doesn't happen a lot now, because you've got to sell tickets and you've got to go with reform bands and whatnot. It's like, oh, Mumford and Sons, really? Really?
I just kind of think they've got like kind of the big names nailed down now with Foo Fighters and with Radiohead.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they've also set kind of those two genres up. I think it's going to be something a lot more poppy. So I've seen Rihanna rumoured, that wouldn't surprise me. I've also seen the 1975, and that wouldn't surprise me, even kind of considering the theme of making a headline.
That's
they're Brits friendly, but they're also kind of
Yeah, let them have it, yeah. Go on.
I think it'll be Ed Sheeran. If he's denied it, then he's lying.
I was just 1975. I'd really like to see Denise Walsh on stage with Tim Healy.
With Tim Healy,
really good.
Yeah, aside.
Tim Healy introduces him dressed as his character from Benidorm.
I've got a list and you've got to kind of make a noise. Right, Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't want him to.
Oh.
Stone Roses.
Wow.
Just nothing.
You realise that Ian Brown hasn't been able to sing a note in tune since 1989.
Fleetwood Mac. Christ.
That is a strong possibility, because they have been toying with that for years.
Rumours.
And that's not even justifiably worth a groan.
You wanted the noise.
I'd quite like Fleetwood Mac.
I
Still fancy Stevie Nicks. And still fancy Lindsay Buckingham.
Sometimes you've got to be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Would it be anywhere near as good as you think it is in your
There's
head?
always like the real possibility it'd be really shite.
Yeah.
And they're just aged and they're not in it.
Yeah, Mick Fleetwood's fucking past it now. I saw a video of him doing like a solo performance, right? You can see this on YouTube.
This is great.
And he's just like he's barely playing the drums, and he's going.
He does like woo. He does like the Ric Flair.
He's Ric Flair on drums.
Should Arsene Wenger be sent to the moon as punishment for Arsenal's 10-2 aggregate defeat to Bayern Munich? Or should he be given a golden handshake at the end of it?
This is a cracking question. I think he should be sent to the moon. I think you're absolutely right.
I just don't know how many more seasons they could go where that signing they're making is the one. I remember when they signed Petr Cech, they were like, that's it now, that's the final piece, we can win the league. When they signed Sanchez, it's the same thing.
You know, when they're on weather and form and they are sparkling, they're so good to watch. But it's when they need to grind out results. It's when their backs are against the wall. They don't have, and I think it does come down to the manager, and it's how the mentality that he instills in the team. I think because he's been there for so long.
Yeah.
There's nothing like there's nothing more he can say to those players because they've heard it before for their entire career at Arsenal.
Should Wenger be sent to the moon?
Yes, discussion over. Yes, he should be sent to the fucking moon. I'm not even an Arsenal fan. I don't really care that much.
I'm really torn on this. Because part of me thinks that Arsenal fans have got every right to be really, really pissed off.
Yeah.
Consistency is good, but consistently being really average and underperforming isn't. Like you look at Chelsea, they sack the managers, whether they bring someone in, they finished 7th or 8th last year, and now they're probably going to win the league very comfortably. Mm-hmm. Change is good, especially when someone like Wenger who's so stuck in his ways.
Is Arsene Wenger going to get sacked before the end of the season, or will he leave at the end of the season?
Can I ask another question? I think this one's better. Will Arsene Wenger leave Arsenal or be removed from Arsenal before Elon Musk flies to the moon?